Lumos. Welcome to Pins and Things! Today I'm going to be showing you guys how to make the most intricate, amazing Harry Potter wands. These things are so cool. You make them with chopsticks and hot glue. You can be creative, you can use all sorts of different little things to help you get lots of detail. We've got skeletons and spiders. You could even add jewels. Have fun with it and make it your own. And it makes me so happy because it's so inexpensive, but it turns out so good. So the greatest thing about this is 12 pairs of chopsticks for just a couple bucks, and that's gonna make 24 wands. And that's super inexpensive, so it's a really, really good deal. I just can't pass that up. So I've got a picture of the Elder Wand on my phone, and I am ready to go. First, we're gonna start by building up the bottom. I'm just using my hot glue to build up the base of it. We are making the bottom the widest. It's almost like a triangle going from the end in, so we're just gonna build it up. So I'm just putting one layer at a time and letting it cool, and then moving on to the next one. So I'm using a low temperature hot glue gun, which is perfect because if you use too hot of a temperature on your glue gun, then it's gonna take a really long time for it to cool for you to be able to mold it. We want it to go as quick as possible because, I mean, if you're making it for a party and you've got 24 to make, probably want to do it a little bit quick. I've actually drawn 6 lines on where the bumps are for the Elder Wand. They're kind of evenly spaced apart, about 1.5 inches apart all throughout the chopstick. I'm going to add a few details to the wand where I have noticed just by looking at the picture from the movie where I think I need to add a little bit of detail. So I'm going to drag some lines down from here just to give it a little bit more dimension. Detail. I'm dragging it down to my first orange line. Perfect. Perfecto. For some reason, I have to turn it into a skull. Perfecto Patronum. Alright, we're gonna start building up our first bump here. Right on the orange line. Accio Bowl. So I'm gonna put some beads in here to just give it a little bit more detail. And what's cool is when you have it on a low heat, you can touch it and it's not going to burn you. And it's even a little bit more moldable than it normally would be. It's so pretty, even just without paint. Maybe we won't paint them. Just so I can have it to be pretty. No, I'm just kidding. At this point, it's just following our little lines and making bumps all the way up and putting these little beads on to give it a lot of detail. The bumps will progressively get smaller as you get to the tip of the wand. So now that it's done, I would suggest getting round chopsticks for this, but square will totally work too. Alright, now we're going to paint the entire thing brown. So you can get creative, paint yours any color that you want, and do any different kind of style that you might want too. In fact, we're going to try some different styles also. So now that the brown paint is dry, I have a little bit of black, and now I'm just going to go over the top of it very lightly. I'm loving the way that this looks. I think it gave it so much like character, and it makes it look like it's been used a lot. Next, I actually have some metallic gold. So now I'm just gonna do the exact same thing that I just did, dry brush technique. So this is gonna give it a magical look. It actually is a little tiny bit glittery, but it actually is really nice. It's not like too much glittery, just enough that you can tell that this has magic in it. That looks so good! With this one, I'm going to do something different. I'm actually going to put spiders on the handle. So I have a whole bunch of little mini spiders. They're going to give us some detail that we wouldn't have otherwise. So I'm just going to go ahead and glue them all over the handle here. Oh my goodness. That looks so cool. That looks so cool, and it feels really cool. I think I'm gonna do one more on the other side. Let me just say, this is probably one of the funnest crafts I've ever done. If I had to rate it like on a scale from 1 to 10, this might be close to a 10. No joke. You know it's a good craft when everybody in the family decides to join in, and I didn't even have to force them to do it. They wanted to. And look, oh, they're turning out so good. Just follow the spiders.
Look at mine dime building.
I've actually built this up using glue sticks, gluing glue sticks together. I'm seriously staying up late tonight doing this because it's so much fun. Adding on to that, I've cut a little tiny piece of just the packaging from this, a triangle, and that's what's gonna give me the bone look that comes out at the top. I think the top of this looks like a bone. Anyways, I think that's what's gonna help me to build it out. It looks like it's kind of curved in like that, but I started out with flat glue sticks. The way that I've carved out the middle to make it look like it's not just a straight line here is actually by taking the side of the glue gun and pushing it up against it. And what that does is it heats up the glue, and I can move the glue out of the way and actually bring it down to the bottom. And it takes a long time. It goes very slow, but you can see if you set it on there, you can see when it starts to heat up the glue because it turns back to liquid. This is how fast it goes, which is very, very slow. But what's cool about it is it builds up the bottom that needs to be built up, and it carves out the middle that needs to be carved out. So it gives us the perfect shape that we need for Voldemort's wand. And now for the top part, it looks like a jester hat. Yeah, it does. But they're all kind of different shapes, and I've only been looking at the picture of his wand. So I'm just going to continue doing these little twiddly-deedly thingies. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but you can get this at the dollar store. It's a 4-pack. We've already used 2 of these skeletons for wands. You can get these. They're so detailed and amazing that 4 for $1, that's like 25 cents each. That's so cheap and so amazing. And look at these wands that you can make with them. So here's how the Voldemort wand turned out. This is the finished look. What I've found with all of these wands is when you add slightly different colors to it, it brings out all of the details. Like this one, I actually didn't do just plain white. I did plain white, and then I added a little bit of brown, like a tiny bit, just to make a cream color. Then I brushed the entire thing with the cream color, and after that I made a little bit of gray and did the entire thing in just a few spots. You can actually see really well on the handle there's some gray, and it brings out a lot more detail than would be there normally. And then I also went over the beads with a little bit of black just to give the little spots on it that it needs to make it into Voldemort's wand. After I finished this, I went a little cray-cray and I made about 1 billion more! So we recreated Hermione's wand. Hers has a lot of detail, little swirlies and leaves, and then it also has a little ridge at the end and painted gold. And the same thing, I painted it with 2 different colors of gold. This one's pretty plain, but I think that we needed to have a few plain ones along with all of the crazy ones that we made that are amazing. This one was one of the highlighted ones that I don't know whose wand it is, but it looks amazing. We used a skull for the top of it. It came from the package of skeletons that we had from the dollar store, and I made sure to put a little bit of black detail in between these little swirlies on the handle. The handle is made of skull Halloween rings. We just chopped off the ring part, glued the skull onto it, and that's what we came up with. And of course, highlighting it with gold to make sure that the detail comes out. This one is one of my favorites. I decided to take little tiny plastic spiders and glue them onto the handle. It gives it a little bit of cushion. Painted the whole thing brown first, and then on the top of the spiders I just put a little bit more black so that people can tell it's a spider. This one might be my favorite. I love the simplicity of it, but I also love the detail. We just took one of the skeletons from the dollar store and chopped it into little pieces and pieced it back together with its bones and pretty much shaped it into a handle. So I made a whole bunch of other really fun ones. My family even helped me make them. We got really creative and just had a ton of fun making them. Guess what, guys? I'm going to be giving away 10 of these Harry Potter wands that you see right here. They're so amazing, so detailed, and I'm going to be giving 10 of them away to 10 of you. So follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram because I will have more details there for you to win one of these. Accio like, Accio comment, Accio subscribe up here. Thanks for watching Pins and Things. Make sure to check out my other Harry Potter video over here and follow me every day on the beach house over here. You can also follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. I have so many other Harry Potter videos coming to you very soon. Alright, we'll see you guys next time. Knox. No, no, no.